First of all, well, congratulations with the victory on Saturday. Sort of reflections from the weekend. Obviously, great to get off to a win in your first game in charge, but a few other things went on as well, didn't they?
Yeah, it was an interesting day, but the most important thing was we got the win. You know, we away from home it's never easy. We kept a clean sheet, and we had to work very, very hard for it. So the response I got from the players, I couldn't have asked much more really. Going forward, I think there were areas where we can improve, particularly going forward on the counter-attack in the final third, but they're all things we can work on. We may not have time between now and obviously the game tomorrow night, but we will talk about it with the players. But overall, absolutely delighted with the 3 points, and that's all I can ask of the players at this time at the minute.
Yeah, it's the perfect start, a win, a clean sheet, isn't it? I mean, Bolton have been crying out for it. So.
Well, I mean, we've certainly got the players. The two centre-halves in Mills and DeVete were excellent, and the goalkeeper, when called upon, Andy made a couple of great saves, so that gave us a lot of confidence, you know, in the team. And throughout the team we competed very, very well. We dominated the game for long spells of possession, and with a little bit more care we could have won the game, although Birmingham will say, you know, they could have won the game too. So very, very pleased. It wasn't an easy game for us. With the way things were psychologically, you know, it was a nice hurdle to get over.
Can you enlighten us on your dismissal? Because with all that was going on at the time involving the penalty, etc., the cameraman seemed to miss it.
Yeah, but
because the focus was elsewhere.
It was nothing really. You know, I left my technical area on a few occasions, but I mean a yard or two to try and get instructions onto the pitch, as did Clarkey, you know, in the Birmingham dugout. You know, but we weren't affecting the game in any way. And to be fair to the lady, the fourth official, she did say, "Look, Neil, you know, you got to be careful. You're on a final warning." I said, "Look, I'm not doing any harm. I'm just trying to speak to my players." It was over exuberance maybe on my part, and even when it did get sent off, there was a huge break in play because there was a penalty for us, and you know Birmingham had no substitutes, so they couldn't bring a goalkeeper on, so they had to decide who was going to go in goal. So it was a huge break in play, and I'm just stood 2-3 yards on the pitch trying to get a message across to my player. And she went, "Well, right, that's it." Called the referee over, and I was sent to the stand. And I thought it was a little bit over the top.
I mean, that's the norm, isn't it? Many managers do that on touchline, don't they? When there is a.
I think so, yeah, from what I've seen, and I'm certainly there was no bad language. It was all done in humour when we were talking to the fourth official. There was no remonstration with any of the Birmingham officials, backroom team, Clarkey himself, or their players, you know. So I didn't understand the sending off at all. And if there is going to be a ban or a likelihood of a ban, then I will strongly appeal it.
So have you appealed, or?
Well, I haven't had a letter yet. You know, I haven't had any written confirmation of what the procedure is. So if and when that comes, then I will look to appeal.
No problem with that. You'll be backed by people at the club.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So you move on to another away game.
Yeah.
Charlton. With their first defeat at the weekend.
They've had a great start. Yeah, I mean, very impressive. You know, they've been taking over new owners. I know a little bit about it with the interest with Standard Liège and Belgian football. I know some people who I've worked with before in that area, so I can understand. I'm not surprised by the start that they made, and Bob's taken to it like a duck to water. I mean, Charlton normally would be perennial strugglers in the championship, but they seem to have found a nice way of playing. They've got a goal scorer, obviously, who's started the season off very, very well, and this is going to be a very difficult game for us again. But we are galvanised by the win. Looking forward to getting a little bit of work into the players this morning, and then we'll prepare as best we can. It's hectic. It's been very hectic. But if we can come away unscathed from tomorrow night, we'll head in the right direction.
Well, you've probably raised expectations already from the fans' perspective.
Well,
with a win on the road.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You know, I think that's what the fans wanted. You know, and the players should, you know, embrace that. But all it is, it's a win, and it can go like that very quickly in the championship. You know, one up, one down. You know, in terms of results. But what you can also get is a bit of momentum, and when that starts to build, it can, you know, fairly lift you up the table, and that's what we'll be looking for. I'm not saying we're going to go on this huge run of unbeaten games now. You know, it could quite easily come to an end tomorrow night, but what the players have shown me is that they can roll their sleeves up when they're called upon and dig out results when needed to.
Well, confidence plays a big part in football, doesn't it? And attitude as well. What has been the response from the players to you, really, in that first week in terms of attitude? You've been entirely satisfied with what you've seen so far in the 7 days or so?
Everything we've asked them, they've done. And they've done it with a smile on their face. And they are really keen to impress, you know. So I think they can do better in certain areas of the game, which we will work on going forward. But in terms of their attitude, their professionalism, their will to win, it was all there in abundance at the weekend. So, you know, that's given us a lot of encouragement.
And where's the focus on in terms of training? Is it in the back of the net? Because
always
you have struggled at the end of
always
on away games.
Always, yeah. But I thought Jermaine played very well. I think at times he is in good positions. We either don't see it or we miss the pass. So that's an area that we need to work on in the final third, is exploiting the opportunities that we have on the counter-attack, because we did cut Birmingham open at times and we just made the wrong decision. So our decision making in the final third, once that gets better, then our strikers will start scoring a lot more goals.
And how are you looking team-wise? Any bumps and bruises to contend with from the weekend?
Yeah, Dean Moxley took a bang on the knee, so we're waiting to see how he is. We're hoping to have Mark Davis back in the squad, which again, we're all looking forward to seeing him back and fit, because he's the type of player that we all like to see. Looking forward to seeing him train today. And apart from that, I think the rest of them are relatively unscathed. Liam Charlton will play 45 minutes for the under-21s today, and it'll be good to have him back as well. So we're starting to get a few more of our bigger players who have been injured back. You know, Adam Bogdan a couple of weeks, and hopefully David Weeder maybe a week to 10 days. So certainly we'll start to look a little bit stronger in a week or two.
And are you looking forward to Saturday in a home game? And will you really feel part of it then at Bolton itself, you know, playing here?
Well, to be fair, I've been made to feel very welcome already, and the fans were fantastic with me and my backroom team at the weekend. I can't thank them enough for that. I don't want to lose that good feeling, obviously, so I'm concentrating solely on tomorrow night. Hopefully get something tomorrow night, and then we can look forward to coming here at the weekend.
Good to be back.
Great to be back.